Namaste, children. How are you doing? Children, last week I had sent you the answers of questions given on page 25 of your course books and make sentences. I am sure you must have copied that work in the literature section of your notebooks. Today, we are going to discuss the exercises given on page number 26, 27, and 28 of your course books. Children, one thing I would like to specify here is that we will not be doing grammar from your course books because we'll be doing grammar only from the grammar book as per the syllabus decided. But today we are going to do up something new, that is rearrangement of words to make meaningful sentences. And this exercise we are going to do from almost all chapters. Today I am going to explain you that how we go about it. So let's proceed. Okay, children, we come to page number 26 and we begin with life skills and values. The first question here is, games and sports are a great way of bonding. Now, what is bonding? Bonding means establishing a relationship which is based on some common feeling or interest. For example, suppose you like playing cricket and there is another boy in your class who also likes cricket. Then you establish a bond with that child because of the similar interests which both of you have. Now this could be for any other game or any other hobby, right? Now children, you have to state, do you agree with this? And how do games and sports bring people together? Now of course, if two children have similar interests, they have a lot of things to talk about. They would like to spend time together, play together. So of course, games and sports will bring people together. You have to think and write this answer in about 6 to 8 sentences. And you should do it in your literature notebook with pen. Children, we are not doing the second question. Alright children, now we are going to discuss vocabulary. Here there are 3 types of words given: homophones, homonyms and homographs. Homophones, as we have already done in the previous class, are words that sound the same but have different meanings and different spellings. The example given in your book is TO2, TOO2 and TWO2. You are familiar with the meanings of these words. There could be many other examples like SUN sun and SON sun. I am sure you are clear with homophones. Next is homonyms. Now homonyms are words that have same pronunciation and spelling but have different meanings. For example, BEAR could be bear the animal or bear to tolerate, like I can't bear this anymore, right? So there is one more word, BARE, bear, like barefoot. That could be the homophone of these two words. This is because BARE, bear, has same pronunciation but different spellings, right? Next is homographs. Homographs are words that have same spellings but different meanings and different pronunciation. For example, BOW can be bow, the weapon, or bow, that is to bend. Now one more example could be WOUND, wound or wound. Wound is some sort of cut or injury, and wound is the past tense of WIND, wind, not wind. Wind means to turn something. For example, she wound the window up, or to wind up the clock. Right? So there are many words which could fit into either of these categories, that is homophones, homonyms or homographs. Now children, this table given in your books clearly distinguishes between homophones, homonyms and homographs. Let's see. Homophones are words having same pronunciation but different spellings and different meanings. Whereas homonyms are words having same spellings and same pronunciation but different meanings. On the other hand, homographs are words having same spellings but pronunciation and meanings are different. So I am sure you are clear with this concept. After this, I want you to complete the exercises given on page number 26 and 27 based on this concept. And then we move on to dictionary skills. Children, here they are talking about abbreviations. An abbreviation is a shortened or contracted form of a word or group of words. Many of these you are already familiar with. For example, DR is used for doctor, as you know, and DEPT is used for department. Again, EG we have been using for long. EG means exempli gratia, which means for example. Then you have this word ETC, which means etc., which actually means and other things. Now there are two special types of abbreviations, that is initialisms and acronyms. Now firstly we have initialism. Initialism is an abbreviation formed by the first letters of a multi-word name or term. For example, we use BCCI for Board for Control of Cricket in India, and we use CNG for compressed natural gas. And next we have is an acronym. An acronym is again an abbreviation formed by the first letters of a multi-word term, but these letters can be pronounced as one word. For example, the abbreviation of postal index number PIN is called as PIN, not PIN. Similarly, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, which you read about in EVS 2, is called as UNICEF, not UNICEF. So this is the difference between the two, that acronym is an abbreviation that is pronounced as one word, whereas initialism is an abbreviation that is read as letters, right? I am sure you have understood this. Now children, after this I want you to attempt question A and B given on page 28, and with this we finish this chapter. Okay children, let's begin the concept of rearrangement of words to make meaningful sentences. This is also called jumbled words. Here I have written one example. On a trampoline slash is played slash bossa ball. Children, I know this is rather a simple example, but we need to understand the concept. So for rearrangement of words, you must know the concept of subject, verb, object in a sentence. This is the order of words in any sentence. First comes the subject. Subject is a noun, a person or thing that does something. Verb, as you all know, is the action word, and then the object, which is again a noun, a person or thing that receives that action, right? So here we have two nouns, trampoline and bossa ball. Trampoline could not be doing an action on bossa ball, but bossa ball could do an action on trampoline. Therefore, bossa ball should ideally be the subject. Verb, you all know, is the action word. Is, am, are, was, were are helping verbs. So definitely this is the center portion of the sentence. And since bossa ball is the subject, it will come in the beginning. Now we need to take care of the punctuation marks. So beginning of a sentence should be with a capital letter. Bossa ball is played. Now on a trampoline will come at the end. Now we need to decide the punctuation mark which will end this sentence. Since it is a declarative sentence, it will end with a full stop. You have to decide it is an exclamatory sentence, it will end with an exclamation mark. If it is an interrogative sentence, it should end with a question mark, right? So here I have written one more example. In a match slash there are slash 6 rounds of chess slash of chess boxing slash and 5 rounds of boxing. So children, this last portion of the sentence is beginning with an and. Therefore, there has to be something in front of it which is similar to it, and that is rounds. Therefore, these two portions will come together. Let's first note these down. Six rounds of chess and 5 rounds of boxing. Now we need to remember that basic structure of the sentence, that is subject, verb, object. And let us now try to find out the verb. In this sentence, I can see this helping verb here, that is are. Therefore, this is going to come in the center and we need to focus on the subject now. And we are left with in a match of chess boxing, there are. And if we try to connect it, then we come out with one result, that is there are 6 rounds of chess and 5 rounds of boxing in a match of chess boxing. We may also write it like this: in a match of chess boxing, there are 6 rounds of chess and 5 rounds of boxing. Since it's a declarative sentence, we are going to end it with a full stop, right? Children, along with today's homework message, you will find a PDF file where there is an exercise on this topic. It has 3 jumbled word sentences. You have to unjumble and write those in the literature section of your notebook with a pencil. With that, we finish today's topic. Enjoy yourselves, do the work, and have a nice day.